Hi, my name is Rick Morgan. I'm with the rmtacademy.com, and today we're going to talk about charitable giving. More specifically, about strategic charitable giving. If you've experienced having a business and all the solicitations that occur with that, you can relate to my experience, which is on a weekly basis, I get a number of people asking me to contribute to their causes. And while I want to give, and I want to give back, if I do so without a plan, it can lead to financial ruin. So you need to come up with a plan for how you're going to give, who you're going to give, and why you're going to give. Who you're going to give to is probably the easiest. I like to give to people and to causes that mean something to me, if not personally, to the field of work that I'm involved in. So as a former pediatric nurse, I'm a big fan of pediatric charities, things that help kids. As a massage therapist, things that relate to musculoskeletal issues, to anxiety and stress and diseases in general, since we're healthcare providers. These all make sense for somebody in the health field to give to. If you have a specific population that you like to work with, then a charity that benefits that population makes a lot of sense. So what I'm getting at is that you don't just want to haphazardly say, oh, so you're running a charity? I think that's a great idea. Let me give you $25. Or I'll give you a free massage in a raffle or something. It should relate to something that you believe in or relates to your business. The next step in deciding what to do charitably wise is to look at how much can you afford to give in a year. You should have a budgetary concept of charity. I usually base it on my sales or my profits from the previous year. Say, okay, well, I think I'm going to do at least as good as that, hopefully better. So how much can I afford to give based on that? And then I will set that number up. And that's my budget. And it's important, just like in any other part of your business, to stick to your budget. The next part of what I like to do is to look at not just who I'm going to give to from my own personal experience or my own personal beliefs or values, and not just how much I'm going to give, but how is that going to benefit my business? Now, we all get a tax break for a certain amount of donations, but don't be fooled into believing that if I give $100, I'm going to save $100 on taxes. That's not kind of how it works. Your charitable donations are capped at a certain amount, and it goes against your taxable income. So if you give $100, your taxable income might go down $100, which means that you'll be taxed on $100 less. Depending on your tax bracket, that could be anywhere from a $15 savings to a $30 savings. So you're still giving $70 that you don't benefit from. So it's not a one-to-one relationship. When I talk about what is it going to do for you and your business, that gets to having a strategic partner in a charity. So if you give a donation to the policeman's fund of whatever your town is or what's that, that's really probably not going to give anything back. You're just giving money to them. Admirable. It's nice to do. But what if you can spend the same amount of money and get some marketing exposure from it. Or you can attract a new client by doing it. Then you're more likely to give more, right? Which would be nice for that charity. So many charities are going to try and figure out a way to attract that using that formula. So here's some things that I absolutely will never ever do. I will never give a gift certificate for a massage to a raffle. I don't care what the cause is. The reason being, that's going to get raffled off. You don't know who that's going to go to. Because you don't know who it's going to go to, it might go to somebody that you don't value. I'm sorry. I will never, ever give a gift certificate that's going to go into a raffle. The reason being is that it's not targeted. The raffle is arbitrary. Somebody's just going to win it. They may not value what you do. Now, best case scenario, somebody's like, oh my God, I've always wanted to try that place, and they win it. It's pretty rare that that happens. More likely it's going to be, oh, that's special. I'm going to put that away for a special day. Not your ideal client. A break even would be they don't redeem it at all and you get the $15 tax break or whatever, the $30 tax break from it. Worst case scenario, it goes to somebody that absolutely has no intention of ever coming back to your business, but they're going to take advantage of the free massage. I have two stories around that. When I went to buy out another business, they came to me and asked if I wanted to buy their practice. They admitted to me during the negotiations that they actually had a gift certificate that they wanted to raffle from back when I used to do this when I first started my business. So a competitor won that. That's not going to help me, right? So that's, kind of your worst case scenario. Along a similar lines, I was involved in trying to help not so much a competitor, but a fellow massage therapist was just started their business, and they were trying to gain some social media traction, and had partnered with a running group and if you liked that post on this running group's page, you could win a raffle or a massage from my friend. So I liked that page just in the hopes of trying to create some social media traction, not really, because I was looking to get a free massage. But lo and behold, I won. So I wasn't going to be a regular participant of massage at this place. It's a great place, but that wasn't, my intention of doing that. So that really didn't help him gain a client. Sure, he gained, got some exposure through the promotion, but it would have been more beneficial had somebody who really wanted to win that had won it. So I told him to give it to the number 2 person. But that's just, in my short experience with dealing with these things, I say short, 10 years, 2 raffles that I knew about, or 2 contests, were won by people that absolutely were not going to be using that gift certificate. Or they might use it but never come back. So no raffles. If you're going to donate a gift certificate, I recommend only doing it in a sense that, or in the framework of, it's an auction. Either a silent auction or more to the point, a live auction. And the reason being, somebody's going to pay a value for that. It might not be the full value, but they were willing to bid on it and put their money on the line. That has the potential to become a client that comes back. Still not a great way to market yourself, but you probably have a better chance of gaining a client out of that. Some other things you can think about. So I'll give you a case in point. we're going to do, we're going to help sponsor a team that's running in a local marathon here, the Marine Corps Marathon. And that team is running is part of a charity, the Muscular Dystrophy Association, which means a lot to me personally because I have a nephew with muscular dystrophy. And it's a musculoskeletal disease, which makes a lot of sense for a massage therapist to be involved in. So what we're going to do for them is we are going to donate massages to be used as fundraising incentives for the participants to raise money that are in that. Once they reach a milestone, they can win that, which makes them work for the massage. And specifically, they're athletes when we do sports massage. They're athletically minded. So and we get the goodwill exposure to a group of people over an extended period of their training and fundraising efforts. So we've got a lot of long-term commitment or long-term exposure to them. And in addition, we're going to give them a discount on their massages during their training program. And it's a pretty sizable discount. It's not a loss. It's a break-even kind of discount. But it's significant. And that will hopefully get them to come in over a 7-month period of time repeatedly. I have a pretty high level of confidence that those people will become regular clients. In addition, I can take the discounted amount of the massages that I'm giving to them, and that's a charitable write-off. So that's a really win-win situation. I'm incentivizing people to do better at fundraising for this organization. It's a goodwill exposure to something that's meaningful, and it creates a long-term relationship during the process with a group of people that would value our services. Muscular Dystrophy Association benefits, and we have a higher potential for return on that investment. That's the kind of charitable giving I would recommend. Now, how do you handle turning people down? If you have set up your charitable giving in the manner that I've laid out, where you have a plan, then you can make this plan for either at the end of the year or the beginning of the year to be implemented, however you want to do it. And then every time somebody comes to you after you've allocated your funds or you have your plan in place, and they come and ask you for a donation or a gift certificate or something, your time, you can politely say something to the effect of, I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to help out your cause. I think it's very important what you're doing. Unfortunately, I've already allocated my charitable giving for the year. I've reached my budget. So what I'd love to do, though, is I'd love to consider you for next year. Could you submit to me by, and you give them a date, a proposal for your charity, because I make a decision, in my case, I make a decision by the end of November for the following year, so I can make a plan for my business. So I'd love to consider you for that for next year. Could you do that for me? So now you haven't turned them away. You've given them hope for next year, and you should consider them. If it makes sense to you. But it politely tells them that you do have a plan. It's not that you're not giving and you don't care, but you have a business to run and so forth. So that makes it real easy to turn people down in a polite and caring way. So I hope all this has helped give you a framework for how to strategically plan for charitable giving, and I encourage you to give back. I think it's a very important aspect of your business. And my feeling is that if you give back to the world will give back to you. So this is a very important foundational concept that I believe in. So I look forward to talking to you guys about a new topic soon, and please like us on Facebook, and give us a thumbs up on the video. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. Thank you very much.